Preview.
Every day, over 800,000 commuters pass through Birmingham, and it's home to more than 1 million people. Playing host to 3 universities and more canals than Venice, Birmingham's lively city centre and quiet suburban neighbourhoods attract a diverse community who come to live, work and enjoy the best of what the city has to offer. Billed as a top shopping destination with major road and rail transport connections and a wealth of cultural and entertainment opportunities, it's not hard to see what makes Birmingham the UK's second city. Unfortunately, accidents and emergencies can happen. Our emergency services are prepared to act when the time comes, but it's important that you are prepared too. Large-scale serious emergencies are rare, but Birmingham has dealt with a few in its time. In recent years, large parts of Birmingham have been affected by floods, with thousands of properties at risk, not just from rivers, but also from surface water following heavy rainfall.
All of a sudden we realised that there was a massive wall of water coming down the back garden, and it was definitely flowing, so it was the river.
But it's not just flooding that may require homes to be evacuated. Smaller incidents such as fires and other safety concerns have seen cordons erected and properties evacuated.
Initially, I just didn't think. I was just like, what's going on? What is going on? And then as I stood outside, just saw all the smoke coming from under the building, and then I started to really panic and start to feel ill.
On a quiet Tuesday afternoon in 2005, one of the UK's strongest tornadoes swept through large parts of South Birmingham, destroying buildings, trees and anything in its path. Winter weather causes disruption in its own way, and over 20,000 people were safely evacuated from Birmingham city centre following a security alert. There are other kinds of emergencies which can affect the people of Birmingham, like transport or industrial incidents, protests and strike actions, utility failures, health concerns such as a flu pandemic, and the threat of terrorism. No matter what the emergency, there are well-prepared, dedicated professionals ready to ensure any emergency is dealt with quickly and safely. The emergency services play a vital role in responding to an incident and saving lives, and are often first at the scene. The police force is responsible for dealing with crime and disorder, and usually coordinates the overall response to an incident. The ambulance service treat and transport casualties, and also provide specialist medical teams trained to work in hazardous environments, including dealing with chemical incidents or operating in damaged buildings. The fire service not only protects life and property from fire, but also responds to other emergencies, such as flooding and highway incidents. Firefighters come prepared with specialist equipment to provide decontamination and enable search and rescue. There are many other agencies involved in preparing for and responding to emergencies in the city. The Birmingham Resilience team coordinates the activities of Birmingham City Council and works with the emergency services and other organisations, ensuring that plans and responses are coordinated and communities are kept informed and involved.
Emergencies in Birmingham predominantly start with the 3 blue light services. We've got an event control suite, and that's there to pull together all the various partners. The blue light services, police, fire and ambulance, local authorities, highways agencies, military and anybody else that might be involved. A lot is done by your emergency services, by your local resilience partners, but one of the biggest themes at the moment is community resilience. So if you know you're in an area that might be susceptible to flooding, there are things you can do as an individual, and that's how the community comes together to help prepare and recover.
After the 2008 flooding in Selly Park, a community flood action group was formed. John Clayton is the flood action coordinator.
The flood action group is made up of around 25 flood volunteers and wardens. It was formed with the help of Birmingham Resilience team and the Environment Agency. The aim of the flood action group is to, in effect, be first there to respond to the emergency and to help the residents.
There are communities and individuals preparing for potential emergencies just like this one all around Birmingham and the country. But even with the support of the emergency services and community efforts, there is still a lot you can do so you are ready in the case of an emergency. You and your family can minimise the impact by making a few preparations. Talk to your family and friends and make a family plan. so everyone knows what to do in case of an emergency. If an emergency happens, you may be advised to stay inside a safe building and wait until the all clear is announced. If this happens, keep together and keep calm. Avoid using your phone. It's best to keep the lines free for emergency use only. Remember to stay inside, stay close, and keep away from the windows and doors. Remember, if your children are at school, they will be looked after there. Go online and check the Birmingham Prepared website, or keep up to date with announcements from the Resilience team on Twitter and Facebook. A Birmingham City Council emergency information phone line may also be activated, and the number made easily available. Keep an eye on local television and radio for further information. If an emergency requires you to stay at home, it's a good idea to have a stock of daily supplies available, including food, water and medication. In 2008, Angela Wright was severely affected by the Selly Park floods and forced to evacuate her home.
I didn't have any preparations in place for a flood. I didn't think it would happen. Although, when my mum was a little girl, they were flooded. It might not flood for another 100 years, but we need to tell people that it can happen, and it happens very rapidly.
There are things you can do to make yourself far more resilient when it does happen. The Parish Council has a sandbagging machine, and therefore we do have sandbags for residents. There are air bricks that don't let water in. Houses in the area have now got barriers that will be watertight and hold the water back. Just signing up for alerts in the Environment Agency are very helpful, because people know it's coming now.
We're far more aware now that this can happen. And we've got the wonderful neighbourhood forum that has worked so incredibly hard to keep the residents of Selly Park informed of what's going on, so they know what action they are to take if the river gets very high, to be prepared.
Nominate family members and friends you will contact, and don't forget to make arrangements for any pets. Before you evacuate, if it is necessary and it is safe to do so, turn off your utilities, such as water, gas and electricity. Then secure the building, locking all windows and doors before quickly and calmly leaving the building. It's a good idea to have an emergency kit containing essential items in case you need to leave at short notice. Here are a few suggestions of things to take. Blankets and warm clothing. First aid kit and any medication that you and your family may need. Glasses or contact lenses. Food and bottled water. A torch. Cash, credit and debit cards, and other small valuable items which may be unsafe if left behind. Essential keys including house and car, and a list of important telephone numbers, and a mobile phone with charger. If you have to evacuate your home, follow the agreed route. Certain paths or roads may be blocked or dangerous. Samantha Wells was evacuated during a fire in the basement of her home.
Obviously, we didn't expect a fire, nobody expects a fire. We weren't prepared at all. But now we are a lot more prepared, we're much more vigilant. They've made us more fire and smoke aware, and they've also advised to have a little emergency bag packed of clothes and things like that, just in case. I mean, it could sit there forever, but on the night, we weren't prepared, so if you've got something, you can just grab it and go. And it also probably gives you a bit more peace of mind as well.
It is also a good idea to keep an emergency supply kit in your car, in case your car breaks down or you face severe weather conditions. This kit should be ready all year round. You never know when you might get stuck. Here are a few suggestions. Blankets, warm clothing and waterproofs. Food and bottled water. First aid kit. List of important telephone numbers. Mobile phone car charger, a torch and a shovel. For a full list, just visit www.birminghamprepared.gov.uk. Sharon Lee is the Strategic Director at Birmingham City Council and is responsible for the city's resilience team.
In 2007, Birmingham was judged to be the best prepared city in the country, and that's ahead of London. Whether it be a road traffic accident or whether it's a flooding incident, it means that the people of Birmingham can be reassured that they've got a really strong team of professionals who are there working on their behalf, whatever the incident might be. It's important for our communities and families to be prepared for emergencies. And the first thing they can do is actually talk about being prepared. And if they're in a high-risk area, it's good if they can work with the rest of the community. Similarly, businesses need to prepare for emergencies. Just thinking ahead and planning can make a huge difference to how people respond to an emergency. There are a number of ways that the people of Birmingham can find out more about how to be prepared. Sign up to Community Alert, which is a texting system that can tell people about disturbances that are going on or potential flooding. A message will come to you by text and it's free. You can also follow Birmingham Resilience on Twitter and on Facebook.
To find out more about the Birmingham Resilience team and sign up for community alerts, go to www.birminghamprepared.gov.uk. Signing up to receive Birmingham Community Alert messages is free, and you can choose to receive messages by email, mobile phone or landline. Text alert followed by your postcode to 83118 to register. You can also follow at BHAM Resilience on Twitter or Birmingham Resilience Team on Facebook. Emergencies can happen at any time. Always be prepared.